Hi guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Shantika once again for another video, and I wanted to just come on here and give you guys a little bit of a life update, where we've been, what's changed, what's going on, and all of that, because I haven't really been vlogging in a long time. Long story short, I just haven't really felt like vlogging, really, because it's just a lot of life stuff happening around us, and I don't know how these other YouTubers do it, but it's hard for me to vlog, you know, when I'm going through stuff. My husband and I are going through stuff. We're trying to wrangle the kids, and we're just trying to live our life. And I know y'all probably wondering, why is it so quiet in your house? Because these jokers are in school. Hallelujah. They are in school, both of them. Valerian is now 14 months old. She turned 14 months yesterday, and she has been in school for almost 1 month. And not school, but daycare. You know, I say school because that's just like the universal term for that type of thing. So yeah, she's been in daycare, and I'm not gonna say she loves it, and because I don't really know how she feels about it. I know she doesn't want to leave me, which is a natural thing because she's been up under mommy since, you know, since the beginning of the beginning. And so yes, I understand her she has a little bit of separation anxiety, but it's not bad. This week was a good week because she's going to the teacher without crying. I purposely don't say bye to her, because if I say bye to her, she will boo-hoo, and then she won't go because I'll be weak and take her with me. But, you know, she has to go because mama has to go back to work. Yes, I have to go back to work. I've been out of school now for almost 7 months, and you know, I've been really having a hard time trying to find a job, which is like really ridiculous to me. And so I'll talk about that later. Viola is in pre-K. She's in VPK for 3 hours, and then the YMCA has a program called Wraparound, where they have extra instruction and they have extra playtime and all of that. And so she goes from 7:45. She never gets there at 7:45. She will once I start working, but she gets there around 8:30 because I have to drop one on one side of the town, and I got to go to another side of town and drop her. So yeah, but once I start working, I have no choice but to drag my bones out of the bed at 5 a.m. just to get them to school at the earliest of the earliest, so that I can make it on time to work. And so Viola spends all day at school. I don't pick her up until like closer to 6 p.m. because if I pick her up any earlier, she'll cry. Like, it's just crazy. One wants to come home as soon as possible, and one don't want to leave school. And I'm glad it's like that, because it means that she's having a great time. And yeah, so that's just pretty much it with them. You know, having them in school all day has given me the freedom to interview, because that's what I've been doing. Is I've been going on 3 and 4 interviews a week. I'm constantly applying to different companies in different places, and it's a struggle. It's a struggle. I mean, it's just a struggle. And that's why I have such an annoyance when people are like, oh, you know, just get a job. I mean, you don't want just any job, you know, especially being a college graduate. You want a job that is going to, number one, pay. And that's the biggest thing in South Florida, is that they don't want to pay. When I was going through Indeed, I was looking at how much they're paying these preschool teachers, $8.25 an hour. Are you crazy? Like, are you serious? You're paying somebody that teaches children $8.25 an hour. It's just like, I don't understand these people. How could you do that with a straight face, with a clear conscience, pay people that little bit of money and expect them to, number one, do a good job, and number two, care about your damn kids. Like, how could you do that? And let's not get on how much daycare costs. Like, I dropped $660 for 1 month because, funny story, I have been just going all over trying to find a daycare for Valerian. Because I really, need to get a job, because some student loan people, they want their damn money. Okay, let's just put it all out there. Let's just be all the way real about it. The student loan people coming for your girl, okay? So I got to get a job, y'all. And every place that I went to, they were full. Full. And so I went to this one place that I really liked, and one of the young ladies that is a pre-K teacher there, she used to be one of my employees when I used to be a shift supervisor at Wendy's. And so I was like, good, at least I know somebody there, and I know her. She's a great girl. She also has a daughter that's in the 1-year-old class too, so I know she everything is cool. And so when I got there, there was another gentleman there trying to get some information about the center too, but he was just being like a nightmare parent. And those parents that their child is like the special snowflake of the land. My child don't like large crowds of people. My child really don't like people. My child don't eat this. My child is this. This is what's wrong. I mean, I was just like, Lord have mercy. Keep your baby home, honey. Like, nobody wants to hear that. Like, can you pay? Are you cool with the schedule? Do you like the curriculum? Okay, let's go. Pay your money and let's shut up. All that other stuff, you need to deal with that on your own time. Nobody want to hear that nonsense. So after he left, the lady was just like rolling her eyes so hard. Like, this guy was just driving me crazy with all this stuff that his child don't do. And we're talking about a 1-year-old. Like, come on. And so, and I was just like, I like the facility. At least there's one person that I do know here, and all the teachers were really nice, conversational, very friendly. And number two, the place was clean. Okay, I hate walking into a daycare facility and it smells like urine, and so that was a big plus. Like, you could tell that they smelled clean. It smelled like cleaning products. And they're always mopping and cleaning, and they wipe the toys down with the Clorox wipes, and they do a good job. And so I was really trying to, like, let's go. What's going on? What can I do? And I was just like, if I pay you a month in advance, will you bump me to the front? And that lady was just like, well, can you get here with a check, and the spot is yours? I ain't fly down I ran down to Bank of America to get a cashier's check and come right back, and Valerian was in. And so, one thing I like about the daycare is that all the food is included, so I don't have to make lunches for her. But Viola, I have to make lunches because they don't provide food, which is fine with me, because I want to, at least I know that Viola's getting a balanced meal. And you know how sometimes school lunch can be kind of like slop, to put it gently. Slop. And I don't much how to eat slop. So yeah, but everything is going great with that. My mom kind of felt a ways about it, and y'all know I've had this love-hate relationship with my mother for years. And after she slapped Viola across the face, I was like, she was not even in the running to keep them, and plus she's all over town. She's doing this, she's doing that, she's doing this, and she's doing that. And and number two, she don't listen to me. So it's just like, should I let her keep them and risk something happening and me and her getting into a physical altercation because she did something crazy to my child? Or should I just go ahead and pay people? And I do pop-ups, I do pop-ups. I pop up at the center, and they're in the classroom. The door has a big old window, and I just sit on the side and I observe, and then I go. I just pop up anytime. And I asked before if it was okay for me to do that, because I was kind of nervous, and Valerian cried and boo-hooed her first day. She didn't want to go, and so I just popped up and I called to make sure everything is okay, and so far so good. But yeah, so I mean, it's just different when you're paying somebody. When you're paying somebody, you know, you can tell them, okay, yeah, listen, she doesn't eat this, she's allergic to that, da 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 da, you know, and they'll do what you ask. Versus having a family member that is just going to completely disregard everything that you say and create a worse situation for your child that you're not cool with. So yeah, that was, you know, that was it when it comes to that. And it gave me the flexibility to look for jobs. And you know how it is when you're applying, people will call you for an interview like for the next day, and you have to be ready to go, you know. And so I've been running all over town from Miami to, I've been doing a lot of interviews in Miami, which kind of is like a big thing, like a mistake kind of, because Miami is like really heavily Hispanic there. And it's no diss to nobody, but I'm just saying, like, if you don't speak Spanish, they're not going to hire you, and that's just true to you. You know, I've had that happen to me twice already, where I've walked into the door and the first thing they didn't ask me about my qualifications. They didn't ask, the man didn't even look at my resume. All he asked me is, do you speak Spanish? Okay, thank you very much. We'll call you, don't call us. And I was like, well, damn, ain't that discrimination? But it is what it is, whatever. It's too far for me to go down there anyway, because I live too far. I have to catch the highway to get down there anyway, and I would be late every day picking up my kids from school. If I got off work at 5 o'clock, I wouldn't make it down to where I live, you know, in enough time. So I didn't need to work down there no way. So I discontinued all applications, and, you know, I just discontinued looking for any jobs down in Miami, because it's a waste of time. They won't hire you, you know. Number two, it's too damn far. So yeah, that's just pretty much how that's going. So if you've, you know, been a subscriber to my channel, y'all know every single year we go on family vacation. But this year in particular, we had to make, you know, some grown-up decisions. And I told y'all, for the longest time, my husband and I have shared a vehicle, and it just got to the point where it's just getting so frustrating. We're wasting a lot of gas, and we're coming home so late, you know, because by the time I pick the kids up and drive all the way to, you know, deep in Fort Lauderdale to pick up my husband, we get home, it's like Viola only has literally an hour to be home and mingle with us and play with her toys before it's time for her to go to bed. And I didn't think it was fair for her, so we did what we had to do, and we sat down, and I was just like, do you want a vehicle, or do you want to, you know, go to Disney World? Because we promised her, and we're still gonna go, you know, once I start working and everything and we save up, we're still gonna go. But we had to unfortunately cancel our vacation, and my husband has a new Ford Explorer cash. Yes indeed. We went online and we found a vehicle. We were looking for something that was under like $3,000, and so we found a vehicle, and it was everything that we wanted, that he wanted. You know, it had a 3rd row seat. The only thing that he needed to do was buy a battery and an alternator. That was it, and get an oil change, and that's it. And he was good to go. And I bought the vehicle because my husband, of course, he works all day long, and we have to do things during the day, and he didn't get off on time. So what I did is I drove down to the dealership and saw the vehicle, drove it and everything, and paid for it. And I called the tow truck to tow it to my house. All while Valerian was in her stroller. This was before she started going to school. So yeah, I did all that. And when he came home from work, he had a vehicle. So it was a nice surprise. He was like, wow, you did all that. Went home, got the insurance. Oh God, I can't even tell you how much I paid for insurance, Lord Jesus. And so, you know, now we are a 2-vehicle family, and it's so much, it's just so cool to have 2 vehicles, because he can come and go as he pleases. He doesn't have to wait on me, because we would like take turns. Like when he would get home from work, I would take the van and go grocery shopping. Now I don't have to do that. I can do all of my chores and run my errands and do everything that I have to do. I don't have to worry about picking him up. He has this, I made sure that, you know, I added him to my AAA, and we got the premium package of AAA. So if anything happens, they can tow the car. You get 200 free miles of towing. He has the locksmith. He has everything, so he doesn't even have to call me or stress or be, you know, if anything happens, just tow the car home and we'll deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And so we've been doing a lot of grown-up stuff. You know, busy doing all of that stuff. People don't realize that, you know, it's not easy to just, you know, try to do all of these things and vlog at the same time. And some things you just can't vlog everything. At least I don't want to. You know, you just want to let life happen. You don't want to, you know, constantly like narrate your life. It's just, it can be a little bit much, you know. And plus you don't want your personal business out there, because, you know, I've seen a lot of YouTubers who put everything on their channel and it comes back to bite them, because their channel turns into drama channel. You know, they only get views if they talk about the drama that's going on in their life, and ain't nobody got time for that. I'm too grown for all that. You know, it's just the truth. I'm too grown for all that, and I'm not money hungry at all. I would love some money, but I ain't money hungry. And so, yes, my husband finally got a vehicle, so he's made my life so much easier. And yeah, I mean, we're gonna go on vacation, but you know, I'm just not gonna go on it right now. And so I've been having a hard time. Like, we've been going through our struggles too. You know, we've been having some, oh, come on. Just when I start talking, they want to go cut the grass. Like, why? That's the irritating part about living in an apartment. It's like they just do, as soon as you need some peace and quiet, you know, here they go with the lawnmower. Yeah, my husband and I have been going through a rough patch, and everybody's household, every marriage goes through a rough patch, and we are going through it. You know, it's not every day, but it's just that, you know, you just get tired of things being a certain way. You know, we get along, it's just that decisions, you know, bad decision making, and you're trying to navigate through that and realize that, you know, this person was raised differently, they have a different outlook on life, their view of certain things that you find that's wrong, they don't think it's wrong, and you just try to come in the middle and compromise. And so we've been trying very hard to compromise with each other, because a few months ago, last year, I was like hardcore researching divorce. Like, it just got that bad where I was just like, you know what, I can do bad all by myself, I don't need this, I can be by myself, I can raise my kids the way I want to, and just, you know, don't have to deal with policing somebody that's grown. And that's just what it is, policing somebody that's grown. I wasn't here for it, and I feel like at 37, you know, I'm too grown for a lot of like stupid stuff. You know, if you want to be immature and be wild, you can do that without me, because let me tell you, I ain't here for it. I'm not. Because ain't nothing out in the street better than me, and that's just how I feel about it. It may sound arrogant, but not many women can cook, clean, hem your pants, sew on a button, and be faithful and raise the kids right and do what they're supposed to do, and you don't have to worry about me out in the street doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I've always said this in relationships: if I have to worry about somebody, like I have to constantly keep tabs on them, nah, you can go about your business. Be free. You know, be free. I think the biggest issue with a lot of men is that they like they want the perks of being married, but none of the responsibility. You know, they want to have somebody, but they don't want to go the extra mile. Like, once you're married, it's like, okay, why should I have to buy flowers? Why should I have to plan anything for your birthday? All I have to do is just say happy birthday, and you should be happy with that. At least I remembered it. Like, what the hell? No, fool. You need to go do something. You need to plan a night. Get a babysitter and plan a night out. That's what you do. That's how you keep your marriage together. You got to go the extra damn mile. But a lot of guys don't fit. They get comfortable. They get really comfortable. And so we have been like butting head, not fighting physically, but just like butting heads, because you know, I worked so hard, especially going to school during both pregnancies, having children, and still graduating, and you know, you just don't feel appreciated anymore. No one says thank you. They just, I want. I got the 2 kids that I want. Then I got the man I want, and nobody ever says thank you. They don't, you know what I'm saying? You just don't feel appreciated. And so I was ready to kick his ass to the curb. I just, you know, and then he was also doing things, you know, that was completely against, you know, my beliefs, and I was just like, you know, I was not having it. It's like, you either stop what you're doing, or you can go be free and go do it with somebody. Go find you somebody 22, and y'all could do that until y'all heads blow up, but you're not gonna do that in my house. And so it is what it is. I would never get on, you know, my channel and lie and pretend that my whole existence is one big perfect thing. It's not. We have struggles just like everybody else. And so for a long time I was depressed, I was angry, I was pissed off, and anybody was trying to blog nothing. I didn't want y'all to see that, and this ain't the type of, I just don't want to show that, you know. And plus it would be weird and disingenuous to sit up there with a video camera while you fussing. Like, who does that? Oh, I know a couple of channels, and that's why they going through what they going through now. I can't be phony. I can't be phony. I'd rather not vlog than to sit up here and play games, and you know, people can see through that fake stuff. I know I do. So yeah, I've been like with everything on my shoulders, between getting the kids situated in school, between getting my husband a vehicle, and then now going through the process of trying to find a job, has really been weighing heavily on me, because it's just like, listen, yes, I know I have a 5-year gap on my job history, but I was in school. You know what I'm saying? I was in school, and I had to do 2 years of internship, and unpaid internship, y'all. And so, you know, it's just constant rejection, man. And sometimes you're just like, you know what? Why don't I just stay home and have a bunch of kids and just do that? You know what I'm saying? But you know, I had to get out of that, because I was just like, you trying to do better. And, you know, and that's why I feel like people who are, who don't know what it's like to struggle in that way, when they make comments and say things, and it's just like you are so completely detached from what's really going on with regular people. And I'm not the only one, you know. I just had a conversation with some of the moms at Vila School, and they're all trying to go back to work because you just cannot afford to stay home anymore. You can't afford it. Number one, it's lonely as hell. Staying at home is so lonely. It's very, even with a house full of kids, it's lonely, because all they're doing, all they can have a snack, can have a snack, can have a snack, you know, and it's just, you never speaking a complete sentence. And it's just, I love being at home with my kids. If I was independently wealthy, I would love, you know, I want them to have that social interaction and learn how to be around other children and learn how to navigate through all of that. That's what I want for them, you know, and be able to do all of these activities, and everything has a price tag on it. Ballet, gymnastics, soccer, and there's a certain level of commitment that you have to commit to when you sign up for these things. And so it's just, it's difficult. It's difficult. Thank God, you know, Vila hasn't asked to do anything yet. You know, she's just cool with just going to school and coming home. She's not really into, she's 4. So she doesn't know about sports. Unless I physically say, okay, here, you going to play soccer, she wouldn't care nothing about it. But it's very lonely, you know, and it's kind of like, you're like, you just want to get out of the house, get dressed up, and go. Because at one point, I have let my appearance literally go down into the ground, because you're so busy trying to do for everybody else, you literally forget about yourself. I hope y'all can hear over this noise. I might just have to wait a little bit until he goes away. But anyway, yeah, I kind of let my appearance go down in the drain. Right now I'm sitting here a size 22. I don't want to be a size 22. This is the heaviest I've ever been in my life. And it's not because of overeating. It's eating late at night. You're so busy doing everything for everybody else. You don't eat until late at night. And then you lay down and go to sleep and don't exercise. So, and then, that's just how it is. And plus, once I have so many food aversions when I'm pregnant. Once I have the baby, and after like a month or two, when I get that dairy allergy has left me, I can now eat dairy and eat this and eat that. The weight just piles on. And so right now, I'm doing something about what scared me straight was my 600-pound life. Oh my God, that show. My husband and I sit and watch that show, and it's just like, that show right there makes you want to stop. Whatever it is that you're eating, whatever it is that you're doing, it makes you want to stop, because it's just like, hell no, I would never get like that. And I'm not too far from that. And I don't want that, because I want to be able to run and jump with my kids. I want to look better, Weight makes you look older than what you are. And I'm just not happy being this size. And so I've been doing like intermittent fasting for like 12 to 16 hours a day. I do it in the morning because it's easier for me, because in the morning I'm on like autopilot. Get up, get the kids dressed, ready, make lunch, do the I don't think about eating, you know what I'm saying? And then I don't eat until like maybe noon or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I stop at 8. I stop at 8, and then I don't eat anything else until the very next day, 1 o'clock p.m. the very next day. And the first week I did it, I lost like 4 pounds. So I was just like, okay, cool. I started going back to the gym. I told you we're members of the YMCA, and one thing about the YMCA members, they have like a child watch area where they'll watch your child for like 2 hours while you go exercise, and I thought that was fantastic, and so I can go any time of the day. I mean, they have the child watch on specific times, but if my husband is home, I'll go for just like an hour, because I like to do the elliptical for an hour and then go. And then I dug up some of my old workout DVDs to do for fun, because I wanted to do like 2-a-days. Like you know how football players, they practice twice a day. Well, I wanted to do my hour at the gym on the elliptical, and then come home and then do one of my fun little workouts like Turbo Jam. Remember Turbo Jam with Sleen and Hip Hop Abs, all that old stuff. I found that stuff really fun. It doesn't seem like exercising because it's so much fun to do. So I'm going to get back into working out so I can get this weight off. Yeah, and in the meantime, I bought myself a bunch of new clothes. This is one of my tops that I bought from Walmart. And I love them so much because I was just looking like a hot mess, just wearing t-shirts and leggings. And it's just like, I dress up my kids so cute, comb their hair real pretty and cute. And here I am looking like hobo. And I was just like, oh no. I had to talk myself up out of that funk, because I was in a funk for a long time. And that's why you shouldn't judge people when you see them, because you don't know what they're going through, on the inside. And I just didn't give a shit. I just didn't care. Like, I was just like, whatever. I'm just going to do what I'm required to do, and I'm not going to do nothing else. And it just got to the point where I started to see myself deteriorate, and I refuse to be 300 pounds. Refuse to be 300 pounds. I'm close, but I'm refused. I'm like a good 25 pounds away, and I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Like, it's just ridiculous. When you get to the point where you can't bend down and put on your own socks and shoes, then it's time to just make a change. And so I have my goal weight in mind. It's pretty much like get down to my ideal weight for a 5'2" person, and I'm just working towards that goal. I'm not putting any pressure on myself. I'm just, until I find a job, I will work out every single day and keep applying. And when I start working, I'll work out on the weekends, or I'll work out and do a little, an hour at night, whatever, to keep myself going, So that's just it for that part. yeah, so that's just pretty much it. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'm gonna get out of here and let y'all go do whatever it is that y'all were doing. But trust me, we're okay. We're husband and wife. Like, we're serious about our vows. Even though, you know, times get rough and you're just like, you know what, why don't you just get out of here? Okay, and leave me alone. I mean, he packed his clothes and everything. You know, he packed and he was getting ready to go. I called his mother, come get him. That's before he got his truck. And she was just like, well, I'll pick him up, but he ain't bringing his clothes. Y'all been together too long and got them kids. Like, So she took him out. They went to the casino. That make everybody happy when we win, right? And we came back and we talked it out. And, you know, we're just working day by day as a unit, because when you see all the stuff that you have to do for a divorce, because I researched it and I was just like, oh my God, like, who wants to go through this drama? God forbid if my husband and I ever divorce, I would never get married again, because it's just like, it's a business. It's a business. Like, it's so much that goes into it, between child support, alimony, dividing up assets, and this, and you pray that the person is amicable with you and won't give you, you know, won't contest anything, that, you know. And divorce brings out the worst out of people. Some people, I don't know how, but they can do it really civilly and be happy and, you know, agree on everything, but you just never know. You never know how a person's gonna act. And I'm just like, you know, when my husband told me that he'd make me sign a document saying that I won't get into no other relationship until the kids are 18, I was just like, are you crazy? What? Ain't nobody finna get a divorce and just be single for the next 15 years? Hell no. But I was just like, well, you just might as well just go on ahead and stay. You know, you that, oh, you'll never be able to have a boyfriend. Okay, well, cool. If that's the case, why don't you act right so we won't have to even talk about this? Ain't that right? And that's how it is. And so we're working through it, and we're just taking it day by day. Taking it day by day. And so, yeah, I mean, you'll see vlogs here and there, but I'm really hardcore, like, interviewing and different, and I just, you know, who wants to see the same crap all the time, you know what I'm saying? And we don't go a whole lot of places, you know. We're not like one of these people that's constantly going here, going there, because we just don't have the money for all that. You know, with another vehicle comes another bill, which is a high-ass vehicle insurance, you know, because my husband has gotten some stuff going on his end, and so insurance is high for him. So, and then we got an extra daycare to pay for, so, you know, we do free stuff, do lots and lots and lots of free stuff. And so, yeah, but I'll vlog here and there, but, you know, I like having these little mom chats where you can talk and get all your thoughts out and just, you know, interact and just talk about things that other people are maybe going through and that are afraid to say in public. I'm not afraid of anything, because nobody's life is perfect. I don't care who's a hater, who talks bad about it, bad about me or whatever. Nobody's life is perfect. Somebody's going through something. All people are going through something. You know, it may not be as severe, but they're going through something. And yeah, you just have to try to find a way to cope with it and keep it moving. So if you enjoyed this vlog, give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time for another video. Peace and hair grease. Bye.